Hello, everyone. Welcome to Blockchain Monologues. Before we talk about blockchain, we're going to talk about financial markets. Around the world, markets got hit, except China. But can we count China? I don't know. A lot of their industry state owned. Financial markets might be state controlled. You never know. But we had a bad day here in the States. We're down almost 3,000 points, more than 3,000 points since Monday. That is a correction. And as I said on one of these previous episodes, corrections are very fast, very scary. They get rid of people who are not supposed to be there. They get rid of excess. A more ominous sign, as I had said previously, is the rate on a 10-year bond, right? We're below 1.3% on a 10-year bond. That tells you that the market is anticipating, one, a rate cut, two, maybe a couple of $1 trillion being carved out of the GDP. Goldman today came out and said that they see flat growth for the year. Maybe. Certainly negative growth for this quarter, maybe next quarter, depending on how this all plays out, right? Because you never know. We can contain this virus, and this whole correction could have been a head fake. So, but you keep watching the bond market. We're at an all-time low on a 10-year bond at 1.3%, 1.295, all-time low on a 30-year bond. I know what you guys in Europe are thinking. We've been living like this with negative rates for a long time. 1.3 is actually good, but that's never happened in the United States yet. Could we go there? Who knows, right? But this is an ominous sign. We're headed into an area where rates were, they weren't even this low during and after the financial crisis, right? When that credit market froze for the year and a half, 2 years after the financial crisis, you didn't see Treasury bond rates this low. So we've got issues, right? You never know what you're going to see in terms of a correction. You don't know how far it's going to go. You don't know how long it's going to last. And you never really know the reasons why until after the fact. But as I said before, the coronavirus, this whole virus thing is a catalyst for a long overdue correction. So you can kind of get an idea by following, the noise regarding the virus, what you hear, what you heard yesterday in terms of what we heard out of the administration and out of CDC. Sort of conflicted, but nonetheless, there's a lot of noise about this virus. People are very scared. You've had a lot of warnings today from companies. The transportation sector's getting hit pretty bad. A lot of these companies are taking this opportunity to lower expectations in terms of earnings and financial performance. Use it as a good excuse to throw everything in there that's negative. And so we've seen transportation really, really get hit. Hotels get hit. You've seen retail getting hit. I mean, they threw everything out today. What is interesting is that, we made an attempt at a recovery earlier today, but we dove right into the close. We were down 2 and change, which wasn't that bad comparatively. We ended up down 1,200 points on the major average, right? So you're in correction territory. This is not investment advice, by the way. I'm just making observations. My 30-year history as a banker in the financial services industry. More sophisticated strategy is writing put premiums right now. They're very expensive. So if you like a particular stock or financial instrument, if there's options on it, write put premiums. It's a good way to get income, or it's a good way to lower your costs, maybe average down the cost on an existing position. So those are really, really good ideas. Again, not investment advice, just an observation. Onto crypto, right? And Bitcoin. They're throwing everything out. Bitcoin, so far, the Peter Schiffs of the world are using this as an excuse to say that it's not a safe haven. But that's an unfair assessment. don't believe everything you see on Twitter, or anyone else for that matter. But I'm giving you sound observations just based upon my experience, and we don't know if Bitcoin's a safe haven. It has acted as a safe haven and has gone up in value during times of where there's geopolitical events, right? But nothing's exempt from the coronavirus. This virus, I've never seen such hysteria over a virus. But we're going to continue to see some hysteria. And so I'm going to give you a word to use called a tape bomb. So after 9/11, everything that came out of the government or news that could potentially be market moving, we called tape bombs. You're going to see a lot of tape bombs probably over the next, who knows how long, certainly over the remainder of this week, probably next week. But tape bombs are going to be dangerous, right? And, a tape bomb can take the market up as well. Somebody can come out and say, we've contained it, we've got a vaccine for it, we've cured it. Or we can hear, there's a community somewhere in a country that hasn't been affected yet where there's 800 people that are affected. You don't know, right? So these are tape bombs. So expect a lot of tape bombs, certainly over the short run. And don't trade around tape bombs. They're very dangerous. They will rip your throat out. Next episode, tomorrow we're going to talk more about what's going on. I'll give you a play-by-play, but as time goes by, we're going to include blockchain projects. We're going to talk a lot about use cases. We're going to talk a lot about what regulators are doing around the world, what developers are doing with certain projects, and we'll have some guests on to talk about it. So I'll see you on the next Blockchain Monologues.